Hey, what is up, YouTube? I'm going to do a little bit different video today. I've been seeing a lot of people out there asking, I have some old coins, but I don't know if they're silver. How can I tell if they're silver? So there are several different ways that you can tell if your coin is silver. First of all, obviously, the date is going to reveal a lot about your coin. Some of them, and there are exceptions to the rule, but generally for dimes and quarters, 1964 and earlier are all going to be 90%. With nickels, there are actually silver nickels out there called wartime nickels, and those were minted between the dates of 1942 and 1945. And like I say, there are exceptions to the rule. The biggest way to tell if your nickel is silver, check out the back side of it. Above Monticello, which is the giant building in the back, on the back of the coin, there will be a very large letter, and it will be a P, a D, or an S. And those are the mint marks. That stands for, the S is San Francisco, P is Philadelphia, and D is Denver. That's probably the easiest way to tell. And they generally have this darker toning to them, so they really stand out. They should be fairly easy to find. Half dollars can be a little weird. Anything 1970 all the way down to 1965 are going to be 40% silver, and anything 1964 and earlier are going to be 90% silver. And like I say, there are exceptions to the rule. For silver dollars, if you've ever got any of the Ike dollars, the Eisenhower dollars, there are some silver ones in there. And they were minted between 1971 and 1978, but they were only in certain sets. So they're actually fairly hard to find. So I'm going to show you some other ways to tell if your coin is silver, because you can't always just go by the date. Another good way to tell if your coin is silver is looking at the rim of the coin. I'm going to take this one here, which is not silver. This is a Clad half dollar. You can actually see color-wise, it's very dull. This one here and this one here are actually 40% silver, and you can see they're much brighter than the Clad one. Like I said, looking at the rim, let's take a walking liberty and a Clad and put them side by side, and you can see the difference. That 90% silver is so bright. It's nice and white. It just has an aged look to it, while the Clad coin is very dull. But there again, there are times where just looking at the coin, it can fool you. So what are some other ways? Another way, which is pretty awesome, is called the tissue test. And what you want to do, go grab a sheet of toilet paper. If it's pull it apart, get just one ply of it. So you just want one thin piece, and you're going to cover the coins with the paper. Now watch what happens. So I'm going to cover those up, and you can see the two silver ones here and down here. You can still see them showing through. However, the one that's Clad, it starts to go away. You can't see it as well. So that's another real easy way to tell whether or not your coin is silver. They're going to come through very bright, like a bright white through there. All right, so that's that way. And then there is another way to tell, and that's called the sound test. To do that, I'm going to go and take these coins to the kitchen, where I can drop them on something a little harder than wood. Okay, so we're going to do the sound test. The best place to do a sound test is either on a piece of metal or something nice and hard, like a nice marble countertop, which I have here. All right, so here is the difference between the Clad and the silver. First the Clad. Now the silver. You can hear that it has a higher ring to it. I'll do it again. It's clad first. Now the silver. I'm sure you can hear that difference. It's very easy to tell. And actually, as you as you work with coins more and more, you're going to be able to tell that sound a lot easier the more you do it. So there you have it, guys. Those are the easiest ways to tell whether or not the coin that you have is silver. I hope this has been helpful to you. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share my videos. And happy hunting.